Into the game. Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of Learn From Watching. This is going to be the mid lane once again, part 2. Part 1, we covered Captain Twig over on the EU side playing for SK Gaming, playing Agni. And this time we're going to do the same thing following an Agni, but this time it's going to be the Fat Chunks mid lane at Hurrywind. And we're going to have a look at the two differences between these two, the playstyles they bring with Agni to the table, and the similarities also that they both bring when they play this Agni. So we can take the two views from both these two pro players and actually see what the similarities are, so you can take them into your games as the most important factors to look in. When we looked over Captain Twig a few minutes ago, we did see that Captain Twig was pretty much safe, looked at farming all the time, and then rotating if an opportunity presented itself, and didn't go too aggressive unless there was a real opportunity for him to get the kill. So, different setup in terms of builds coming out this time round, especially from Hurrywind. Captain Twig rushed the Warlock Sash start here. This time though, we're going to be seeing the Tiny Trinket, 1 health pot, 2 mana potions in this scenario. Now, as a bit of advice to you guys starting out in the game, if you've not played much Agni before and you're looking to start him off in the mid lane, look for the 2 health potions, 1 mana potion start, because mana requirements with Agni are pretty much a lot lower than a lot of other gods. On top of that, the extra sustain will allow you to take more poke in the lane and not be forced back to base, especially if you're against someone like Janus who can really poke you down in the early stages. And so he's gone for a health potion and 2 mana potions, which means he's not expecting to eat too much poke, but also plans on staying in lane a lot longer if he needs to with those extra mana potions. So once again, he's going to be starting on the mid camps. This time round he's going to get the support from the solo laner, and the jungle is going to soak up as well. But notice how he'll do exactly the same thing as we saw in part 1 that Captain Twig did. He Path of Flames through after they pull for him, stays around to secure it and pick up the kills. If he needs to tank it, he'll be in the position to do so. Now, last game of the Agni, we saw the Vulcan matchup against an Agni in the middle lane. This time it's going to be Janus, and as we said in the Vulcan matchup, you have to play it a little bit more defensively, because the problem comes is that Vulcan will give you damage back from the turret, he'll also give you damage from the meatball and the backfire, so you get in range when you're trying to use your Path of Flames to farm. Against a Janus, however, Janus has difficult decisions to make, because he's going to really have to use his Unstable Vortex for the most part to clear the wave, and it won't clear them as effectively as you can during the early stages. He's only really got his portal that can disrupt you. As long as you time your Path of Flames correctly and you work out your positions right, you might be able to dodge the portal, or even if he does do the portal, he doesn't do that much damage that is going to prevent you from doing your normal path. So during the early stages, Agni does have the aggressive lane overall, and that's why you'll see him run through them aggressively. Notice the difference that he didn't run through it the opposite way. He kind of forced Adoro back into a bad spot, then uses the 2 to clear the wave, and now he's quite happy to go aggressive for the most part, try and push these minions into the tower. Not going to be able to get anything defended though, but look at this aggressive stance coming out from Hurrywind. This is different to the way that we saw it being played last time round from Captain Twig's point of view, and this is down to the god he's against in the lane. Janus, if he chooses to use the Unstable Vortex, which if we can just find him for a second. Oh, he's over this side, I'm guessing. There we go. If we check in with Adoro here, we'll see that Janus Unstable Vortex, the cooldown on this is 8 seconds. So if he actually used it now to aggress back onto Agni, as well as his portal being down for 12 seconds, then he wouldn't have anything to clear the next wave coming in. So this gives the opportunity for Agni to go aggressive where he is doing and land these autos. By landing those autos deal a lot of damage on a mage, and a lot of people underestimate them. So once again, back to lane, and he knows the rotation's coming out thanks to the help from Grishank. Sorry, from his teammates, so he needs Grishank coming. Doesn't go aggressive here, doesn't do anything silly. He's not running into the wave because he's scared of Grishank going aggressive, so play safe. Just runs through the minion wave one more time after putting the dot on, and this is the defensive version, gonna auto attack back in tower range. Nothing too fancy. So you see the moment he went aggressive at the start, he pushed him into tower, got a few auto attacks off, heard about the rotation, immediately went onto the defensive, didn't stay too far forward, and this is where he's starting to just use the flame wave to clear out the minions so he can go back and do the red. Now notice this as well, a lot of people keep forgetting about this, but as long as you hit the minions and they die a few seconds later, which they will do thanks to the archers hitting them, you will still get golden experience from them, so you won't lose too much. I just need to remember what button is on because I keep forgetting it. There we go, back to the jungle we go. He's going in here to help Unique outdo this buff. Pops a mana potion there because he wants to be full mana when he gets back to lane, so he plans on staying a long time here, clearly by using that mana potion now. And with this red buff online, it will give him the extra experience till they hit level 4. But now the speed's being invaded on now, and instead of going mid, notice how right now, he's not lost any experience in mid lane just yet. He could go mid and farm this, but mid lane's still trapped. He knows the enemy, so the enemy mid laner in Janus is over here already. That's why he's rotating over here to support. Only level 4 though, so keep an eye on what he chooses to do in this engagement. Will he make anything happen? Notice that. Notice that. This is exactly very, very similar to what we saw from Captain Twig in Game 1. The moment his teammate dies, he disengages. You'll see the name pop up saying Aurora's dead, and watch exactly what Horrywind's reaction is here straight away. There's no continuation of fighting, there's a disengage. And this is the same as what Captain Twig did when he went to go and support his laners. See that? Immediately, nope, I'm done. I'm out. Peace. Doesn't try to get involved again. Hangs around just in case he can support him. Nope, back to farming. That's exactly what he's looking for. He realises they're not going to get a kill out of it. He's not going to be able to support his team anymore. Push mid lane, get the farm on. Keep farming, keep generating gold and experience. So, just hits level 5 now, immediately levels his ultimate, as you'd expect. And now he's hanging around. Now, he could look to base, he's got 875 gold, instead he's going to hang around. Why? Well, he used that mana potion, using the second one. Now, this tells me that he's planning on staying around a lot longer than he would normally. This means he will probably be staying past the mid-harpies spawning. Captain Twig last game didn't. He went back early before the mid-harpies spawned, but this time he's going to hang around and clear out the whole wave. See, once again, not scared to use the Make It Rain to help clear the minion wave during the early stages of the game, keep the push going. Now he's going to be in position for the mid camps. Not on the front line is Horrywind here at all. You see how he backs away? He lets his teammate be the one that goes aggressive. He's not the one going aggressive. He stands around the corner, throws out the stun, and then gets out. Thanks to his positioning, his choice of skills there. I'm not sure if he did manage to get the camp though. We'll find out now. I think he does actually, yeah. They do manage to steal the camp with this 3v2 situation. But this is down to Horrywind's positioning more than anything, because otherwise Unique could have died here. But the stun and the damage and the positioning allows him to use his full combo back to safety of the tower range. Doesn't re-aggress, doesn't run into this minion wave now, because he's got no cooldown. Sits back, waits for the minions to push on him. His cooldown to be back up in time. He won't be scared of using the Make It Rain if he has to make sure this minion wave dies. So he gets right mid camps and continues the farm. First time he ate some poke there. See how he defensively used the Path of Flames to get out of trouble. That's the first time Adoro's gone aggressive. That's the only sort of aggression Janus can really put on you. And now once he notices the lane's safe to do so, clears the minion wave. Realise he didn't clear it properly because he didn't have his passive up. Comes back again, runs through them. So once again, just like Captain Twig's game earlier on, Horrywind is using his ultimate to poke at the same time as trying to do a bit of farm. But he's generally using it for the poke because he can rely on his flame wave on doing the clear for him if he so requires. Now he bases when his mana got a little bit low. Boots to beads. Once again, you see this? Aegis as well this time. Both these two mid laners who played Agni but very, very early actives in the game. And this helps them. Overall, you'll see these Aegis and beads be put to good use. Now, why would this work out so well? Well, you're against a Mercury exactly the same as last game when we looked at Captain Twig, but this time you're against a Janus in mid. Now, if Janus portals you, you can instantly beads to get out the portal and escape, and it also prevents the damage, so you still get applied the damage for the portal, but it does allow you to escape immediately, and the Aegis can also help you out as well if you do get in trouble with that. Has a ward online, and another mana potion is all he's picked up from that one. So this time round, Horrywind's looking for mana potions, which tells me that he's going to be spamming his abilities a little bit more than Captain Twig would. Or it would seem anyway, at least.
Your left tower is under attack.
Hanging around mid lane, not going too silly so far. See how he sits back and just throws out the bombs defensively. Defensive mage overall Agni can be if required, and that's exactly what he put to there. Not scared to throw what was out in the back of people though. And for the most part, just playing safe. Mid comes to jump soon. Gets himself in position for these ones. And then back we go. Just escape the portal danger there. You see how both these two mid laners we followed today haven't missed a single wave of experience in mid for the most part. If they have missed any single wave, it's either because they died, which none of them have so far, but someone would have been there to soak it. Watch this back. Remember the whole talk about what's going on in these engagements? How Captain Twig only went aggressive? Well, Horrywind's the same. Horrywind only uses his Path of Flames aggressively when he can go aggressive and possibly confirm a kill. Apart from at the start of the game when he was looking for the big pick. But here's a big aggression coming out from Unique. And watch this follow-up immediately from Horrywind. Dash in, stun, flame wave, boom. And then, the moment that's done, starts backing away. Doesn't hang around, doesn't continue the chase. He gets out and leaves. Throws one over the wall, sees if he gets the ultimate off to get the kill. Doesn't find it though, but then backs away again. Doesn't hang around. Only time we've seen him use that Path of Flames is aggressively when there's a high probability of a kill, and that was very, very close. Once again, farms mid, then back over to the red buff. Try and soak experience from the red camp as much as you can, whenever you can. See the prioritization there. Prioritization is not on that red buff camp at all. His prioritization has always been on mid. But the moment mid's been cleared, he changed his priority as soon as he saw this gank coming off from this side. He's a supportive mage, Agni. He's got a lot of damage to him as well. But watch what he does. He turns up to this fight immediately because he knows Janus was going to come over. Realises there's going to be no more engagement. Everyone disengages and straight back to the red buff. And still not missing experience in mid lane just yet. So I expect to see him go back. That's why he's popped the mana potion now. Is because he was getting low on mana at this stage. Now he would have possibly looked to go back to base after doing this red buff. However, because mid lane is now even again, he's going to stick around, soak up some experience from the back camp, go mid, farm the wave one more time. Not missing any gold and experience. Now he bases. So back again, gets his boots online and a sentry ward. No more potions picked up right now. Just has the sentry ward online. Like the little bomb over the wall for the supportive play. Get himself some extra gold. Job's a good one. Level 11 right now. Now, ward placements are different in this game, which we'll just go over, because normally we see coming out of the fact. So we saw coming out of SK Gaming, they had the line offensively over here across the other side of the map. This time round, though, we can see that Agni's just Horrywind's very, very scared of being rotated on from the back. But buying sentry wards is also making sure they've not got vision of Unique coming in. This means is by putting the sentry ward down on either side defensively, just like he did, he can rotate into this area and they don't know where he's gone. They don't know if he's actually over here doing something or he's coming to the speed buff. They don't know if he's at mid camps. They also don't know if Unique's in this area as well. So he's actually given avenues by buying these sentry wards for his jungler to come through as well. Why can't I find him again? He's gone. There we go. Back to the game. So now I can keep wandering into this area where the sentry ward is and they've not got vision of him. It's also the avenue around the Gold Fury once again, which is exactly the same place we saw the ward coming out from Captain Twig in the last game when it came down to the Gold Fury. He bought sentry wards. So mid laners, look at sentry wards from around the Gold Fury to help support your team. If you so can pick them up, do so. Also picked up boots too, sorry, beads too. So not scared of upgrading that once again. Just the same as what Captain Twig did in the last game. Have we really seen much difference between these two overall in their playstyles? Not really. Pretty much played the same way. Farmed, played safe, only gone aggressive if there's been a kill opportunity. A little bit more soaking of the jungle from Horrywin this game though, stealing a little bit more of the experience that's been on offer for him in the jungle once he's cleared the wave out. But the moment he clears the wave, he leaves the lane. Clear wave, leave lane. Clear wave, leave lane. Look for a rotation. Look to see if there's an opportunity to put pressure on the map. Also, they've not got vision of him now. So, comes back to the lane a little bit later. Duro sees him on the path back in. Tries to go aggressive. Doesn't find anything. Doesn't continue chasing. Back to farming. Leaves lane again. Goes and farms back camps. Picks up more experience. He's not wasting a single second of his time as Horrywind if he can help it. He's always on the move. He's always trying to be out of vision. If he doesn't need to farm, he's out of vision. Every time. Look at this. Nope, nothing to farm. Out of vision. Go for the red buff. Every single time. See how he considered going back to... He was considering going back to base there because he's got 1400 gold online. He could finish his beads. He could get his Aegis upgraded as well. But he chose not to go back to base. Why? Because his health and mana are in a good situation right now. Plus mid camps are coming up, plus there's a mid wave to farm. So he stays. Priority, first of all, is these mid camps. Mid camps do give you all that lovely golden experience, so soaks that up, and then he goes to go back to mid. See this here? He could have gone through this path here, but chose not to because there was clearly an Athena in the way. He doesn't have vision of who else is in the lane. If he would have come this way, he would have found out there's a Mana and a Mercury waiting for him, as well as he already saw the Janus. So played the safe path and went the safe option round the back. Notice when the fight does break out, he positions himself once again just out of harm's way, but in the way to be able to deal the damage with his his Rain of Fire if he so needs to, and then immediately goes back to mid lane, tries to soak the experience up.
Your left tower.
Flame Wave was on cooldown there, so he used to make it rain to clear it off. He'll still have that. Now he goes back to base because he got the time to, and you'll see him go back. Pick up beads 3, working on Bancroft's Talon. Look at that, 2 wards as well picked up on that one. So he's got additional wards online. Let's see where these wards go. I expect him to probably go a bit more aggressive with these 2 wards. There's one of the wards down, and the Gold Fury's been started. Now, Gold Fury fights once again. Now, most mid laners have a nice area of control. Poseidon's one of them. El Kwong, now Kulkulkan is another one. Agni, a third. Janus, another. All these guys have a way to CC you up and get zone control. So where Horrywind is right now, he's presenting a zone of control to keep this enemy team away. And if they look to go aggressive, he's going to try and force them back by dealing a lot of damage for them for not respecting his zone of control. Agni's zone of control right now is probably to the extent of that ward, so they're all inside his radius of damage right now where they stood. Let's see how this one plays out for the most part, and we'll go back and talk about what happens during the rest of it. So his whole priority here was not looking to go aggressive on the Gold Fury. He was not looking to deal damage to the Gold Fury like we saw from Captain Twig's game. He all-inned it because they had the opportunity to. This time round he was on zone control. Now the team dropped the Gold Fury because they didn't like the fight, and immediately Horrywind doesn't hang around this area given the zone control. He retreats back to the safety of his teammates overall. Not looking to go aggressive. If he can help it, he's playing safe, and he does so well. Once again, after that, back to farming the mid lane. Then he's looking for an opportunity if he can find one to farm or put pressure on mid some more. Use that ward well to put some free poke damage onto Grishank. Now he sees Grishank going back to base, tries to delay the base there with the combustion over the wall. Doesn't play, so the noxious fumes over the wall. Doesn't actually get it, but no harm, no foul really. It was a nice idea. Not scared to use Make It Rain. See how he's not panicking? See how he's not panicking? See how he ate all that poke? We'll watch that back. He doesn't use beads, doesn't use Aegis. Doesn't use beads or Aegis. He was just going to walk away, gets hit by a Tom. Gets hit by a Paul. Doesn't panic. Just Path of Flames away, leaves his beads, leaves his Aegis online. Nothing else too crazy. There was no random extra aggression coming out from him there.
Your right tower is under attack.
So, mid-camp's coming up again soon, so he doesn't want to base just yet, even though he had the opportunity to. He's got 1100 gold, could finish the Bancrofts, it's only 10,030 gold, but chose not to go to base. Because he was waiting for the right opportunity. Now, floating around the mid-camps once again. Prioritise mid-camps over mid-farm. You see that? Prioritise the mid-camps over the mid-farm. They were more important at that stage of the game to get those mid-camps than it was to get his mid-farm. So he loses a couple of creeps for it. 2 creeps worth of gold, 3 creeps worth of gold he lost, but he soaked the experience and the gold from the other. He still soaked the experience from that. Still continues to farm mid. And then he's looking to base. Bases, Bancroft's online. Doesn't buy anything else, still got wards. And back in time once again for the next wave. It looks so simplistic when you see the pros play it. They're not doing anything flashy. They're not going aggressive and rotating all the time in these roles. They're relying on their teammates to do their job. And as long as you do your job, you'll win more games than you will lose overall. Even if you do have bad teammates some games, as long as you get people that can do their role the same and better than the opposition, then you'll work out on top. Goes for the free poke there overall. Tries to get the free poke onto Janus when the opportunity arose, and he did. Forced out a rotation as well. And then once again he's pushed mid. Now he's got a bit of a group in here. Throws down the ward aggressively this time so we can see the vision of the rotation coming in. At least from the right hand side.
Your right tower is under attack. Under attack.
Look at this little play. This is cute. This is really cute. We'll go further back so we can watch it all the way through. So, Janus used his ultimate straight across the map here, and he knows the ultimate was used. So he knows something could be going off on this side, so immediately, there's nothing to farm in mid just yet, they've still not reached mid lane. He rotates over to try and support his teammate, Unique, who's looking to try and defend the tower, which unfortunately still goes down. Now he still realises Unique could be in trouble here, and with his help he might be able to help out here as well. So, rotates all the way over, realises there's nothing, so doesn't rotate all the way into lane. He realises Unique's now safe. And now with the portal being there, he's got sight of what's about to come in. He expects Janus to go around the corner, preemptively throws out this bomb, knowing that they're going to be rushing through. So he gets the stun off onto two members. Jolly good show. Flame wave to the mouth on two of them as well. This was really nice. And this was all down to the early rotation. Immediately, doesn't continue aggressing. Uses his Path of Flames to reposition himself back to full distance. When he realises he's safe enough, by keeping an eye on the minimap, he turns, rotates around, has a look to see what's going on. Now this is where it's really, really cute. There's a fight 3v2 pretty much on this side of the map, but look at both these two mid laners. Both the mid laners square up, like eye to eye, like cowboys in the west right now. They both want to go through this area and support the team. They're looking for it, and Hurrywind's like, okay, I guess I'll go this way, but realises, no, Adora's going to go through there. I can't let that happen. I'm going to have to come back. Adora's like, well, oh no, Agni's coming back. And then the Wild West begins between these two. Why are they both in this position right now? Well, this area of zone control is very, very important between these two. Whoever gets through this area is going to control it. And right now, the distance between these two is exactly the distance between their areas of zone control. So these two eyeing up, as you can see on the screen right now, is exactly what each of them has to be in to deal with the other one's area of influence. And as you can see, right where the threshold is the max range Adora can get to. Hurrywin backs off, but what he's doing here, he's zoning the escape path out from Rambozo's is Hurrywind. He's also zoning Adora out from coming in to enjoying the fight without taking free poke damage. On the back of that, Adoro's zoning out Hurrywind from getting through this gap to support his teammates. At the same time, he's supporting his teammates from being rotated on from Hurrywind. So both those two with that little square up was really, really good. It's like a Wild West standoff and nothing happened, but it was really cool. Now that's a play! Now that's a play to talk about. Let's go back in time and we'll talk through this one, because this was nice. So, we saw the Wild West standoff, and with both these two went back to mid lane. There was nothing too aggressive, he soaked some big space. Now in the Wild West once again, but this time in the mid lane. Now, he throws out the flame, the Make It Rain to clear the way for the most part, because his Flame Wave on cooldown. He gets hit by a ton. The portal also hits him, and he thinks about this for a second. Notice this, he did a 180 right in this play. He does a 180. He was facing this way as he was falling, and went, hang on just a second, because the call comes out from a roar that I'm in the area to support you, and he also knows the HP bar of Adoro. And now, Hurrywind's opportunity right now is to go aggressive. Let's check him out. He's got 2 bombs online. We can confirm this 100% by the bombs in his head. There we go. And he realises, hang on a second, I have everything available here. Let's go for the aggression, see if we can get a pick off in this situation. So, he steps forward, he runs through, not scared, instantly into the path of, into the Noxus Flume straight after, turns the corner, Path of Flames to the mouth. Athena's like, oh no, he's in trouble. And he still realises he can do this without the help of Geb. He doesn't actually need Geb to do this, to confirm this kill. He can do it himself. But Geb comes in, helps to secure this kill as well. He was still dead either way. Really nice pickup from Hurrywind. But once again, the only time we saw aggression out of Hurrywind is when there's a high probability of getting a kill. He doesn't charge in every single fight crazily to the mouth, but no, he waits patiently, waits for the opportunity to arise, and there's a pickup. That's when the shield comes out and the beads at the same time. Bit of a miscommunication between the two, but it's not too scared to still go in with his team. Takes a bit of poke damage. Still has the Aegis online. Notice how he walks forward here to Paradox as well. Notice how he walks forward. There's 3 reasons why he's walking forward. A, he's still Agni, can present a zone of control. B, he's still got Aegis online, so if he needs to, he can Aegis the Paradox damage coming in from Freya. On top of that, if he does Aegis the the damage coming in from Freya, that means Paradox has got to be nearer to him and further away from safety. So he's actually putting on a bait by also walking forwards here, which he might not realise he's doing, but he actually is putting on a bait right now to try and make Paradox come for him. He can Aegis the damage, force Freya into a bad situation when she lands, so she's definitely dead. At the same time, as if Freya does continue running, he can help out with the Path of Flames and the Noxious Flames. Sorry, not Path of Flames, Flame Wave. I will get those abilities right one day, guys, I promise. On top of that, he's also got the healing from Cyclone Spin was available. Notice as soon as the link breaks from Cyclone Spin and Meerkat turns up, Horrywind's like, whoa, watch out, we got a badass over here, and backs away. He doesn't continue going aggressive, he sits at the back, but he still walks forward when he realises he's not being aggressed on. Stands around, waits, throws out the stun, gets decent damage off on the team, looking at the back the whole time. See how he's caught between two there? He's caught between two. He's not really got anything he can do. Could he stun Meerkat out? Yes, if he wasn't in big baby form. But he's in big baby form, so there's not an opportunity there. So what else can he do? Well, he looks to support Grishank's death, if he can help it. And also stick to his teammates, the ones with the heals. He knew Meerkat was going to come round. Path of Flames instantly into the stun. Baits him into a bad spot. Aegis. Look at that Aegis. Perfectly timed, absorbs the damage, Meerkat goes down, Horrywind in a great position. Not scared to go back to base if required, not scared to continue pushing rather. He's got his teammates with him, and he knows that his teammates will back him up if he gets in trouble. His extra auto attacks will help bring him down.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
And now with that, so mid camp's back to full health, he can still continue farming, doesn't miss mid lane before recalling, changes his mind, goes and farms some back harpies too, and now he goes back to base because he's got the opportunity to do so. What's he buy? Well, he's looking for his items. Straight up Spear the Magus, jobs are good, and no wards this time because he only just had enough gold for that, invested fully into the item straight away. 5-5, Horrywind's 1-0-1 here. Has he done anything crazy? No. Has he been aggressive when the time has called for it? Yes. Has he got himself in the correct positions all the time? Pretty much. And when he hasn't, he's corrected that because he's not wasted mana and his abilities on farming the wave. Much like Captain Twig, he sat at the back and waited for the opportunity to present itself. If he sees an opportunity, he's not scared of going for it, but he won't overcommit to a fight if he can help it. So once again, defensive farm in mid lane, rotating around, trying to support the team. See his position again in this whole fight. Let's have a little look at it. He was over here warding, helping to clear the sentry ward out with the help of Geb. And then when he rotates back mid, he sees there's a lot of aggression onto Cyclone Spin on this Aphrodite. He immediately calls... He realises the call for help, rotates straight over there. Doesn't prioritise the farm here because it's still stable in mid lane. Instead, he goes straight to the fight and gets the stun off, providing the CC. Takes a step back there. Doesn't continue. He's still got a bomb left. He doesn't drop all his load on this exact fight. He waits a second or two. He realises Meerkat is still going after Cyclone Spin, and he needs to try and bring down Meerkat if he can. It's going to be hard to do though. But you'll see him eventually go very defensive here. Path of Flames back to the safety of his tower. At the same time, he's still putting pressure at the same time to Meerkat. He realised the rotation coming in from Freya and Adora behind him meant that he was technically in a bad spot here. His zone of control had left, the team had disengaged, but now he was in 3 members zone control alone pretty much. So he immediately Path of Flames back to the safety of his tower and positioned himself accordingly. See how he's walking forward when he sees the opportunity to do that to support his team still? Not even farming the wave there, he just walks past the minions. Realises the minions are going to do a lot of damage, then farms them. Can he get anything else out of this? Well, he's trying to bait the team. He takes a lot of poke there from mana, but he's still not leaving just yet. Now he finally leaves the fight. So what did he do in that engagement? Well, he got an assist out of it, I believe, because they did get a kill, did they not? Yeah, they got 2 kills. So he gets Horrywind gets an assist out of that. And all he did was technically rotate mid, throw out a stun, and then play defensively by going back to his tower. There was no all-in aggression coming out from Horrywind here. He wasn't going ham to the wall and possibly dying at the end of it. Nope. Focused on living as one of his major big things. Because overall, if you're dead, you don't do any damage. And if you're dead, you're not getting any farm. And if you're dead, you're not getting any gold. If you're not getting any experience, you're not going to do anything. And now the time of man has come to an end. This is one of the best reasons to watch this replay. Horrywind's going to go into a fight situation here. And this is a big different scenario compared to what we saw with Twix. We didn't get to this sort of opportunity in this. But this is a situation where you turn up to the Fire Giant as the mid laner because you've been rotating. You knew something weird was going on because the mid laner wasn't there. And it's generally down to the fact that you understand the map and the situation at the time. He notices this is going to go on. So we're going to see him go into this fight and see exactly how this one goes down. Now, what's your general priority as a mage in these sort of situations? Well, you're not going to be able to kill the Fire Giant, let's be honest. Can you out-hog a support when you don't have a hog? No, you cannot. So what should your priority be doing? Well, your priority should be to burst them down long enough and hard enough, or CC them long enough for your team to get in a position to rotate into this fight. Or distract them enough from doing this engagement and doing this Fire Giant that they can't do it anymore, or do enough damage to get them off it. Let's see what Horrywind's decision was as he enters this fight, because we get to this stage of the fight right now, and when we check in, he knows there's 4 members here. He knows because he just heard the baby make the noise. He saw Paradox backing out of this one. He sees that Doro's lost a bit of health, but he also notices Chris Pocket is on maximum HP. Who should the priority target be here? Well, the damage dealers are the ones that are going to really bring this down, but at the same time the support player is the one with the hog online. So what priorities do you make? Well, stays at max range to begin with. He doesn't go all in. He doesn't charge in here like a bat out of hell straight away looking for the kills. He stays at max range and starts to rain damage down. Throws out the stun, takes a step forward into the path because now he can get a Flame Wave off thanks to his stun. That's what the Flame Wave has done. When he kills a Doro here, this is the moment he realises, hang on a minute, I can put even more pressure on. With that Flame Wave and the pokes being taken down, Chris Pocket's tanking this up as well. He's looking at the HP bars right now. He's backing away, considering his options. Realises Chris is getting lower. Still has this one bomb online. Hasn't blown his whole load just yet. He's still thinking it. Now, the moment he takes that little bit of tick is the moment Horrywin goes, hang on a second. I'm getting very low here. I'm getting very low. Chris Pocket's getting very low, and I think I can burst him down. Throws out the last bomb. Realises the opportunity. Dashes in. Notice this dash. He doesn't dash unless he can get a kill, or it's very, very likely. Every single time we've seen these plays, it's always been very, very likely if he's gone for the Path of Flames kill. Sprints through with the Make It Rain, picks up the kill. Chris Pocket's still waiting there for the hog if he can get it off. Actually hogged a little bit earlier, I think. I'm not exactly sure what happened overall on that one. But with that going off there, you can see Horrywin was in a great place, picks up the Fire Giant for his team because the Path of Flame does work, and now with nothing on cooldown, he's not trying to juke around for the most part. He's trying to escape slowly, but not scared to throw autos out. He's got the support of his teammate, trying to bring him down, and ends up going down for it overall. He was relying on the support of Geb there. Geb didn't manage to bring him the kill. We discussed Aurora yesterday and why he did that, and Aurora's decision making that I'm fine with, and what went on. But overall, Horrywin solo took a Fire Giant, killed 3 members of the team, pretty much single-handedly. Let's be honest, that was single-handedly done by Horrywin. Well, look at how he did it, though. When you think about how he did it, he didn't do it crazily. Just speed it back to normal. He didn't do it crazily. He stood at max range and just poked. Then he noticed the opportunity with the Flame Wave, did the Flame Wave. Then he backed off again. Then he saw the opportunity on Chris Pocket, then committed all the way into the fight. He waited patiently for it overall. He didn't go all the way in.
Is under attack. Your team has destroyed a middle enemy Phoenix. Your left tower is under attack.
So, back in again, and we're back online one more time. At this time we're still with Horrywin. Not continue to upgrade the Aegis, got his Rod of Ages online now. Rod of Ages? Where did that come from? Rod to Hootie! Wow! League of Legends quote there. There you go. Shout out to that game. Anyway, 10 to 7, Horrywin is 3-1-3. What's his only death been, guys? His only death has been to save the Fire Giant. His only death has been a triple kill, technically, plus a Fire Giant. Is that worth? Hell yes, it's worth. And that's the only times we've seen Horrywin go aggressive, where he had the potential, the high potential of being killed. Now we've seen for the first time start to group the team as they're looking for the advantage and aggression. Let's watch his positioning in these fights. Backs away, not going deep. He could be looking for the backline here. They're going to be his focuses, but Horrywin positions himself correctly. Not scared to support his team and bring him down. See how he backs away again in this engagement? Still playing safe. every single time. He's not going all the way in. He's not trying to harass the back line. He's just harassing what presents himself to him. You'll see this from the Hunter role as well as time goes on. Not a great example of this one though, with Samshu going deep there for that kill, but you can see the aggression coming out from Horrorwind, and Horrorwind's positioning. He'll sit at the back and wait patiently for the opportunity to arise for himself. Once again, we get to the Phoenix. Farms the wave, then backs away. Backs away, gets himself positioned at his max distance. Still able to provide damage. Look at his positioning once again. He's going deep. The rest of his team is, but he doesn't need to. He's got nothing on. He's got everything's on cooldown anyway. So why be so aggressively far forward? He doesn't need to be. Sits at the back. Path of Flames. First time we've seen it. Aggression again. Why? Confirmed kill. 95% chance of getting a kill. That's when we see the aggression coming out, and then disengage with his team. The only times you see Horrorwind out of position is when he's going for a kill that is very, very likely to go down. Other than that, sits back, waits patiently, just like Captain Twig did in the Agni game from him. Sits back, waits patiently, puts the damage on. Doesn't go aggressive unless there's an opportunity.
Watch out now.
And with all that said, they rotate back over, they're ready for the next Fire Giant, and this time we're going to have a little look at positioning once again coming out from Horrorwind. Now, this is one where they were trying to bait the Fire Giant out, and if you notice, Horrorwind's not on Fire Giant duty. He's not looking to kill the Fire Giant, which is what the rest of his team's looking to do right now. What his job is zone control. We discussed the zone control at the Golf Fury, which we didn't really get to see much of, but right now, his whole duty is to try and poke these guys down and disinterest them in trying to get to the Fire Giant because they're too low health. At the same time, if the engagement does continue, he'll retreat back to his team if he gets under pressure to make sure he's in a safe spot. So, let's see how this one plays out for the most part, because at the moment, he's looking for poke. He dumps his whole load there because he's looking for the kill. Finds it on Grishank. Notice how he waited until he knew he could confirm 100% kill before dumping everything. Every other time we've really seen him use his bombs when he's had 3 up is when it was just a poke. He saved one every time. Even at the Fire Giant, he saved one to assess the situation in case he needed to apply a stun for himself. But once he killed Grishank there, he knew the disengage was over. With the wall coverage, he was able to bring down the kill and then just back away, back to the Fire Giant, pick it up. Nicely done. All the way through, even to the end, we don't see him go aggression. Everything he did throughout that whole game was controlled aggression for the most part. Now, what can we say from the end of that overall? Well, let's look at the 2 replays we've had. We've had Captain Twig and we've had Horrorwind. When you play in the mid lane, it's always about controlled aggression. You only go really super aggressive when you can confirm the kill, or 85% confirm the kill is the best way I can put it if we put it into a percentage number. When we looked at Captain Twig, the only time we really saw him go aggressive was the opportunity he had on Vulcan when he tried to zone him into a situation. If he would have landed that flame wave, it could have been a confirmed kill. It was very, very likely if he did that, and that's the only times we see them go aggressive, with the dashing in, with the over aggression. For the most part, they stick at their maximum range of zone control, where they can still apply the damage from without overextending into a team fight too much. When they do get aggressed on, they immediately back up. They don't keep going forwards and more aggressive, they back away to the safe areas, to their max distance wherever possible. For the most part though, mid lane, it looks pretty simple on paper. Taken into your own games though, let's have a look at that. Buy wards, play safe, farm, 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 farm. If you notice in all these games, both these mid laners constantly farmed all the time, didn't list any experience from the mid lane, rotated for the camps if they were available after the farm was done in mid lane. They tried to focus on mid camps, came more priority over the mid lane farm if you notice as well. They also bought wards and then looked for rotations away from the lane. Didn't overbuy health potions, bought plenty of wards, both of them did. Sentry wards too. Don't be scared to support your teammates if they're in trouble, but don't be scared to just back away if the fight is already over by the time you get there. If you realise you're not going to get anything out of it, you don't see these guys rushing into lane trying to get a kill if there's not a situation that presents itself, especially if you're at a disadvantage. That's been the end of learning and watching of mid lane. Next one you'll be seeing will be the AD carry role, or the Hunter role as we like to call it over in Smite. I'm Hinderman, we'll see you again later.